Okay, we are going live. Are we live? We're possibly live. Oh, there. I'll move this stuff out of the way. And we are live. Right, guys, so I wasn't planning on going live at all tonight. I was just settling down for a nice chill night. But we have big breaking news, as you can see in the title. Cristiano Ronaldo has come out with an unbelievable interview. Basically completely railing on Erik ten Hag. Yeah, I mean, there's no easy way to say this. Sorry, guys, just setting up here as well. Came back in such a rush, but yeah. So there's no easy way to say this, but Ronaldo's done at United. That is, it is done. There is no coming back from this. Cristiano Ronaldo will never ever be seen playing for Manchester United again. He cannot be seen playing after this here. I'm just going to slightly adjust myself here because the lighting's a wee bit off. Just bear with me a second, if that's alright, guys. Right, okay. We'll take this. Apologies for the lighting. I haven't been set up at all, but I think we're good to go. So yes, Cristiano Ronaldo has come out tonight. He has done an interview with Piers Morgan. Now this was teased for weeks upon weeks. We've heard this 4 weeks that Piers Morgan had something lined up with Ronaldo. There was the big interview talk that we saw all summer long, revolving around Ronaldo. And how he wanted to leave the club. He told us during summer that he was planning on doing a big interview where he would tell all, and this is clearly it. So obviously this is hitting the press. We can see it's hit the Sun. He has chose to do this interview with Piers Morgan. Absolutely unbelievable. So Ronaldo has basically come out tonight. He has said that United have betrayed me. I don't respect Erik ten Hag. He said there was no empathy and there was no support really for him after his child unfortunately passed away. He said that there's been no empathy for his sick girl, which is unbelievable. This is really... I genuinely couldn't tell you the last time or if this has ever happened with a Manchester United player currently at the club. Yeah, I mean, what else can we say? No respect for Erik ten Hag. He's been made the black sheep. He feels like he has been blamed for United's feelings this season for a lot of the things that have gone wrong. It's quite unbelievable to read. This all comes out in the aftermath of the Fulham victory today, you know, after Alejandro Garnacho's amazing last goal. He's come out and he has said that nothing has changed at the club since he left. The pool, the jacuzzi, the gym, even the technology, the chefs are the exact same as what he left when he was 23. That nothing has changed at the club. He has gone after so many players. He's gone after Ronaldo. Sorry, he's gone after Wayne Rooney. Yeah, it's just genuinely unbelievable. Just let me pull up some of the quotes here. Everybody get your comments in as well. I want to know what everybody thinks about this. Obviously a lot of United fans are big Ronaldo fans. I've always been a Ronaldo fan, but I don't think I can defend Ronaldo after this. I just don't think it's going to be possible. I just don't think the support for Ronaldo is going to be at the club anymore. Certainly for me, I think he's finished. I don't think we'll ever see Ronaldo play for Manchester United again, as unfortunate as it is. I don't think he can play for United again. I don't think Erik ten Hag can have him at the club. I just don't think that it's going to be feasible anymore. I feel like he should have been let go of in the summer. I feel like most people would agree with that statement that Ronaldo should have been allowed to leave in the summer. Personally, for me, I think the right move would have been just to let him go. Obviously, an offer didn't come in that was satisfactory for the club. He was kind of kept here against his wishes. He claims that he was sold dreams of being a starter for Manchester United, that he would constantly be on the pitch. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, at his age, he isn't the long term. He isn't the long term fix at United. He won't be there for too much longer. This is something we know already. This is something that we were always aware of, that this is always going to be a short term comeback, but it feels like it's over now. I feel like we're not going to see Ronaldo at United anymore. I feel like Erik ten Hag can't have him at the club. I just don't think there's any way back after everything that's happened, after everything that has come out in this interview. I think there's no way back for Ronaldo, unfortunately. Get it in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think there's any way back for Ronaldo at United? Is this the end? Will he be gone in January? Will he be kept on until his contract runs out? How do we feel? Do we think that this is the end of it? Because it feels like it is. It feels like this is the end of the story, the end of the Ronaldo saga. It's just blown up tonight. Like, it is just absolutely unbelievable. Ronaldo, of course, highest paid player in the Premier League, currently at United, of course, being paid £500,000 a week. Why we kept him on when he clearly didn't want to be here, I don't know. I don't understand it. I wouldn't have kept him on myself. I feel like it would have been in the best interest for everybody in the summer for him to have gone and left the club. It would be better for him because he wouldn't be stuck at a club he doesn't want to be at, and United could move forward. We haven't had the opportunity to do that. Unfortunately, it hasn't quite panned out the way we would have liked. But I mean, what else can we really say? I mean, certainly for me, this feels like the end of the whole saga tonight. I just feel like with this interview, and there's more to come, a lot more will come out over the coming days. It's quite unbelievable, the statements and everything that has been said in this interview. Yeah, I mean, get in the comments, guys. What do you think? Is there a way back? Is this the end? I don't know. I can't see a way back for Ronaldo at United, unfortunately. I just don't think that it can happen anymore. Just making sure everything's okay with the stream. It seems to be. It's playing a little bit slowly. That might be my internet. Hold on, I will just drop off here. That's my bad, guys. Hadn't connected the Ethernet properly. Right, so the stream should be running a little bit smoother now. There's less connection on it. Not receiving enough video. It's playing. Wasn't planning on this. Come on. I close that. Run solely off this. Hold on, we're running off the webcam. I think we should be good to go here. Yeah, a little bit of lag on it, obviously. But yes, guys, it does look like this is the end of the Ronaldo saga. It just feels like it has come to its natural conclusion. Obviously, we're buffering here as well, which isn't ideal when I'm trying to go live. Yeah, guys, so let me know what you think in the comments. Get it in the comments. Obviously, Ronaldo has come out tonight. He has said he feels betrayed by Manchester United. He feels betrayed by the club. He feels like he was sold a dream that wasn't ever going to come true this season. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he can come back from this interview personally. He says United have been disrespectful. He's been treated like a black sheep, like the odd one out. It's an explosive interview for a player currently contracted at the club. Just loading up the whole article here. He says that he's had enough of the sniping and the jeering and the endless blame game flung at him over the past few months. It's a 90-minute interview as well, so this is going to be a big interview. A lot will come out in this. It might not all be true. That is very important to remember. Yeah, I mean, what else can be said about that? Yeah, I mean, I personally don't see a way back for Ronaldo at the club. Not after this. We're refreshing, of course. My internet will go down when the biggest story of the season has come out. Let me try fix this. I want to stay on here because I want to get you guys this information. Are we live? Are we? Yeah, we're live. Perfect. Everything seems to be working again, which is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's fine on my end. Why is it not playing properly? Per stream health, come on. Yeah, I mean, what else can be said, really? I mean, this is quite unbelievable. It's quite shocking at this stage to see such things like this coming out. Piers Morgan, of course, has been begging for this interview for weeks. Ronaldo's just finished at the club. There is no coming back from this. It is completely it's over. Like there is no return from this for me. Completely burnt all bridges at the club. Just not acceptable. We can't be having this at the club. It's always been a distraction all season. It has always been a pantomime. This year, everything has been about Ronaldo, and it's come to its head tonight. Personally, I don't think Ronaldo will be at the club for much longer. If we are a serious club, and people can stitch this up, people can say what they want about me, but if we are a serious club, we get rid of Ronaldo in the morning. He will no longer be a United player by the morning. We can't be having that at the club anymore. We can't be having that sort of disrespect to the manager, to the coaching, to the players. It's just disrespectful. United can't have that. We are not able to have that at the club anymore. Stream seems to be a little bit better. Seems to be running better. It's always when I go live, my internet decides just to not work at all, and I am sorry for that, guys. I'm trying to fix it as we go along here. So apparently we're getting 36 megabytes, which should be fast enough to do a stream. I mean, I don't understand why YouTube's a little bit slow with it. Although it does seem to be a little bit faster now. So yes, guys, get it in the comments. What do you think? Is there a way for Ronaldo to come back? Will he be a Manchester United player by the morning? What is going to come out next? This interview is explosive. It's damaging for Erik ten Hag. He's done such a fantastic job so far. Well, it's just a sorry state of affairs. At the end of the day, in my opinion, Manchester United made Cristiano Ronaldo. He would not be the player he is today without Manchester United, and he has disrespected the club, he has disrespected the manager, and we can't have this. Over the summer, we saw John Murta, Alex Ferguson, Richard Arnold, even Brian Robson pulled in to try convince Ronaldo to stay. We shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have told the guy to stay. He should have been let go because we're better for both parties. Yeah, I mean, it's just not on. I found the common consensus among United fans online is that this is it. We can't be having this. I genuinely can't believe what's going on. Yeah, I mean, from just reading here from the United stand, so Ronaldo has said, "I followed my heart. Sir Alex Ferguson said to me, it is impossible for you to come to Manchester City, and I said, okay, boss." So he was fine to join the club. It wouldn't have been clear. It would have been obvious United weren't going to do too much in terms of actual competing for trophies. I think Ronaldo has sold himself a bit of a pipe dream if he genuinely believed United would be competing for trophies when he came, especially with Ollie as a manager. It was just never going to happen. Yes, guys, so of course get it in the comments. If you do want to stick around as well, we'll be on here for Goodwill tonight. Will be plenty of World Cup content coming up this weekend as well. It's going to be getting a video out on Garnacho in the morning as well, so that's definitely something to stick around for. So much coming out about this Ronaldo story tonight. It is just absolutely fascinating. Yeah, I mean, Ronaldo has said, as Picasso said, you have to destroy it to rebuild it, and if they start with me, that's not a problem. I love the club and I love the fans. They're always on my side, but I want to do it different. They have to change many things. I mean, we know United haven't been a serious club for a while. We know we haven't genuinely been a serious club under Glazer ownership. That's not our fault. There's not much we can do about that. The disrespect Ronaldo has shown is just insufferable to the fans. We can't be having this at our club. I just think it's time for Ronaldo to go. If we had let him go in the summer, this wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't be having this conversation right now. This interview would never have happened. He should have been let go. I never believe in keeping a player at the club whenever he doesn't want to be there. I think it's always going to be a recipe for disaster, personally. But I wouldn't have kept Ronaldo at the club. I feel like the time for him to move on was the summer, and that's certainly what we should have done. Let's see, what else has Ronaldo said? So, I think the fans should know the truth. I want the best for the club, and that's why I came back. But you have some things inside that don't help us to reach the top level. Now, we know that. We know for a fact that there are influences at the club at board level amongst the owners that are stopping us from being competitive. We know that the Glazer ownership is just not one that seeks to be competitive, because that means that you're a less profitable club, because we won't be making as much money. We will be making decisions based on financial gain and such. That is a real problem at the club. But what Ronaldo has done tonight is just completely unsufferable. We cannot be having that. It's just not going to be possible for United to allow that to continue. We can't have Cristiano Ronaldo coming out making statements like he has tonight, doing interviews like he has done tonight. It's just not good enough. I mean, for a guy who is so professional, he is always so... his whole career is... He's a model professional. He does everything to win. This is just completely unlike him. This just isn't right. It's just not good enough. I mean, what can we do? I mean, what can we honestly do with this? I mean, United are in the situation now where we have a player who doesn't want to be there coming out with one of the biggest reporters in the world and putting stuff out like this. He's just said as well, the progress was zero since Sir Alex left. There's no evolution. Nothing has changed. I mean, we know this. We know that Ronaldo is right on some of these things, that there hasn't been progress at the club. There has been factors that have stopped the club being successful. There are influences at the club that stop us from competing on and off the pitch. That comes from the ownership, that comes from the board level. There's incompetence in there. But this isn't the way to go about it. There's a more positive way he could have affected this change. He should have tried to change from within, but he instead has chose to blow the whole situation up in the public eye with Piers Morgan. And that's it. I mean, so many people have seen their wits end with this. I'm seeing people telling him to rip up his contract. I mean, yeah, I mean, MPB has told us that it is over between Ronaldo and Manchester United. We know this. I personally wouldn't be surprised if we genuinely let the guy go in the morning. Personally, I think perhaps we should. Just saying now the stream is healthy, so hopefully it should start getting pushed about a little bit more, which would be good. It means you guys can stay on, of course, and I can stay on with a bit of better connection. Yeah, I mean, what else can we really say? There is just so much unbelievable statements coming out. Ronaldo has also had a dig at Wayne Rooney. He laughs and says, I am not going to say I am better, I'm looking better than him, which is true. I mean, he just said that, but I don't see why he has to go after Wayne Rooney. Ronaldo says his 3-month-old daughter was hospitalised in July, which is why he couldn't return for pre-season, and he felt hurt because players and people at the club doubted him. Now, you know, I'm not going to sell... Everybody knows, whenever family comes first, if Ronaldo's daughter was ill and sick, you know, he had every right to go and look after his child, be there for his family. I completely agree with that. I'm not going to sit and tell him that his daughter wasn't sick. You know, that's fine. Personally, I think there was a lack of clarity around the situation. Now, all we've heard regarding that at the time was it was family issues. I'm not saying that the whole details should have been put out in public, but there certainly was a lack of clear communication from the club on that. I think it's very interesting as well. He has come out and he's had a go at Ralf Rangnick. He has said, if you're not a manager, how are you going to be the boss of Manchester United? I've never heard of the guy. Yeah, I mean, but here's what's most important, and this is most crucial. He has come out with the statement, I don't respect Erik ten Hag, and Manchester United can't have that. If we're seriously backing Erik ten Hag and buying into his vision of football, we're buying into what Erik ten Hag believes, we are having a long-term project with Erik ten Hag at the helm. We can't have Cristiano Ronaldo coming out and saying, I don't respect him. That is just completely unacceptable. It's completely something that we can't just have. We can't have a player at the club doing interviews with the press saying that he doesn't respect the manager, that the manager has betrayed him. We cannot be having that. If we are to be a serious club, we know this for a fact. We know that so much has to change at United, but this isn't the way to go about it. So yes, guys, of course, just get it into the comments as well. Let me know what you think. Very interesting. I'm sure everybody has different opinions, different views. I want to know what they all are. Let me know and we'll get a proper discussion going about, because this is the big talking point. This is what everybody's going to be talking about all week. This is the issue at hand. Personally, for me, I think it needs to end in the morning. I think United need to be decisive on this. I think we can't have this sort of incidents at the club. Florentino Perez came out with a statement many years ago saying that Ronaldo is very unprofessional behind the scenes. Now, a lot of people laughed at him, but if he was always capable of this, questions do have to be asked. I'm not going to tell Ronaldo he's unprofessional, but there certainly is a level of petulance and childishness with Ronaldo, and he's always had that in his game. We've seen that his whole career, throwing his shirt to the ground, throwing armbands to the ground. But I mean, yeah. But we can see a really good point here. Tom Garrett has said he's right about the facilities and the lack of improvement at the club. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you come out and publicly slate the club that employs you to the world as unbelievably professional. And do you know what? He's absolutely right. Manchester United have been approached for comment regarding the Cristiano Ronaldo interview, according to James Ducker, which I think is very interesting. I'm sure there'll be just the typical no comment response from Manchester United. Personally, for me, I think this is absolutely unbelievable. I've never seen a situation at Manchester United or any other club like this. Personally, this doesn't happen. We can see here Harabi. I'm probably butchering your name, my friend, but do you think Man United will punish? I do think Man United will punish Ronaldo. I think we could see Ronaldo released over the next coming days. I could see it happening after the World Cup. Personally, for me, I think we will not see Ronaldo play for United again. That is how I think this will go. That's a very good question, though, a very interesting point. Look, what do you guys think? Do you think United will punish Ronaldo? Will it be swept under the rug? Will it be done in private? What do you think? I want to know everybody's opinions. But yes, I definitely think that there will be punishment. There will be consequence for this interview, and certainly for me, there will definitely be repercussions and punishment. What that might be, I don't know. But to me, I think Ronaldo has cut a lot of bridges tonight. I think he certainly might not have a way back at this club. And I think other clubs will look at this interview and they'll say Cristiano Ronaldo is 37, he will be 38 in a couple of months, which is he's on the wrong end of his career. What top club is going to accept this level of disrespect in the future? What top club is going to accept that a player can come out to the press in front of the national news and go against your manager, go against his players, the board, the legends of the club? I don't think that is something that United will take. I don't think other clubs will take. So that's a very, very good comment. What do you guys think as well? Everybody else, get your comments in. Let's have a proper discussion about this, because this is going to be the big talking point all week. I no doubt that I will be covering Ronaldo all week. I had a lot of plans to cover for the World Cup this week, but this is the biggest issue that we can talk about really at the minute. Personally, for me, punishment will come in. You can't have a player come out and say he doesn't respect the manager. When we want Erik ten Hag to be a successful manager at the club, we want to build his team, we want to buy into his philosophy, his beliefs. We can't have Ronaldo say, I don't respect him, because that is just intolerable. I mean, Manchester United made Cristiano Ronaldo what he was. He always has had a personal debt to Sir Alex Ferguson. I think even he will agree with that Ferguson made him what he was. Yep, just another comment there from Harb. Fenerbahce fan, we expected a lot when Ozil came to us. We experienced the same things. It ended badly and he left. Do you know, honestly, Harvey, you're completely correct. I definitely think that Ronaldo will leave. I think, yes, very, very good comparison. Ozil, of course, came to Fenerbahce with a lot of expectation after leaving Arsenal. We thought we would have a lot of desire to prove Arsenal wrong, but he didn't show it at Fenerbahce, and I think that's very, very good point. Really, really good points. What exactly happened when Ozil went to Fenerbahce? Did he come out with a public interview as well like this? Did the club let him go straight away, or was that something that actually happened, a couple of weeks later? Or were Fenerbahce very swift with their action? Were they very strong and just let him go? Because I'm not quite familiar with the Ozil situation. I do remember he left Fenerbahce, of course, but I don't actually remember the circumstances around it. But certainly very, very interesting comparison there. I do agree. definitely, I feel like when Ronaldo came to Manchester United, he felt like he was doing us a favour, and that's just the wrong way to get, the wrong way to set off. I feel like he was kind of sitting thinking, "I am here to help you, but you're not. You're not going to help me." Everybody has to be on Ronaldo's side, so I think that's very, very interesting. So much comments coming out as well. So just keep getting them in, guys. I mean, personally for me, it's so very interesting. Yeah, I mean, the Ralph Rangnick things, Ralph Rangnick was never a top manager. He never was going to succeed at Manchester United. But I don't think you have to be so disrespectful. Um, I think it's very important as well, and I think there has been a lack of comment from Ronaldo regarding the Glazers, so I don't think people can stick up for him for that. But yeah, I mean, shocking scenes, really. I genuinely can't believe what has happened tonight. I knew the interview would come out. I knew he was always going to do this interview, but I didn't think he would do it in the middle of the summer. Sorry, in the middle of the season. But yeah, I mean, United have no comment. This is just breaking news, guys. So if you just want to sit tight here. So, no comment from Manchester United on Cristiano Ronaldo interview. Sources are indicating United won't allow it to take anything away from their win at Fulham, which is absolutely correct. Very, very good performance. Great win for United. Garnacho, a very late goal, and that's just been completely overshadowed by what's happened. So, we just see another comment there. Ozil disrespected the coach and the president sent him. Do you know what? I absolutely agree with that. If Richard Arnold wants to be a serious CEO, he gets rid of Ronaldo very quickly. We can't have this at the club. That's a very good point there as well. Yeah, I mean, really enjoying getting these comments, and I actually didn't know too much about the Ozil situation, so definitely very interesting. But yeah, a lot of similarities. I think a lot of things are the same. A lot of things are repeating themselves as they often do in football. Definitely very, very interesting. We can't be having, a player going after the coach. I'm sure Fenerbahce took the approach that the coach was most important and that they would back the manager and not the player. And especially, I think we need to do this. Ozil, when he went to Fenerbahce, was past his best. Ronaldo, when he came to United, was also past his best. So for me, definitely a case of United need to do the right thing here. They need to let Ronaldo go, and we need to back our manager on this. So very, very interesting. Yes, guys. So just keep getting those comments in. Really enjoying doing this live. I'll definitely do a lot more of these as well. Especially whenever you guys are all getting involved in the comments. It's always very interesting. You always learn something on these lives, and yeah, I mean, we can't have a manager who we believe in Ten Hag. United fans wanted Ten Hag. We wanted him over Pochettino. We need to back the manager. We need to back the coach. We need to let Ronaldo go. I think that has to be the end solution here, because there is no doubt to me that there's no coming back from this. I feel like this will be the end of the Ronaldo story. Yep, again, Harvey, absolutely fantastic comment. You're just right. He saw himself bigger than the team, and no player is bigger than the team. You know what? Honestly, you're completely correct, and I agree absolutely with you. Ronaldo, the whole time he has been here, that it has always been that he is bigger than the team. United have actually played better this season when Ronaldo hasn't been in the team. We have more wins, more points, more goals, and we play better as a side. So it's always been about Ronaldo since he's come back, and I feel like certainly we play better without him. The stats back that up. More wins, more points, more goals, better play, more pressing. So for me, it definitely is a case that he sees himself bigger than the team. So I absolutely agree with you. You're completely right on this. A lot of similarities. I wasn't as familiar with the Ozil situation, but certainly for me, it does seem like a similar situation. We can just see here, Fabrizio Romano has come out with some further news. He has said, Ronaldo, and I quote, "I love Man United, I love the fans, they're always on my side, but Manchester want to do it different. They have changed many things. Here the progress has been zero since Sir Alex Ferguson left the club." Don't know how we all feel about that. I mean, for me, there has been a lack of progress, yes, but that isn't necessarily the fault of the team or the fault of the manager. That is the fault of the Glazer ownership, which has failed to invest in the club. It has failed to bring in the right players. We have bought the wrong players so many times, and I don't think that is a reflection on Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag has only been here a couple of months. We know that United want to back the manager, and that's what they have to do in this situation. Ben Jacobs has just said it's interesting how Ronaldo notes United are stuck in the past in many ways, but the same can be said of Ronaldo. I actually would agree with that statement from Ben Jacobs. Absolutely correct. Certainly for me, Ronaldo is probably past his best. This is an unwanted circus at the club. It's just bringing so much negative media attention. We just can't have it. So we just can't be having that at the club anymore. Yes, guys. So of course, plenty of content coming up on the channel over the next couple of weeks. We'll be covering the entire World Cup, every team, every match. So if you want to get involved, don't forget, come back to the channel, hit that sub button as well if you want to support the channel. Certainly for me, this is unbelievable. I mean, I was planning a nice, relaxing night. I was going to play a wee bit of Ultimate Team, a couple of matches, and maybe just go to bed nice and early, but I find myself on live talking to you guys because of what has happened. And you know what, I wouldn't have it any other way. Personally, for me, I definitely am glad that we've been on. We've had some very interesting conversations. We'll be on live for another while as well. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere just yet because there's so much to talk about this. So yes, guys, very interesting news coming out about the Ronaldo interview tonight. So much has been said about this on so much about said online, and let's just look at what Sir Alex Ferguson has said. So Ronaldo, he said in his autobiography, and this is a quote from Sir Alex Ferguson: "The minute a Manchester United player thought he was bigger than the manager and bigger than the club, he had to go." Absolutely right. He sounds, on the other hand, did. I feel like Ten Hag did try. I mean, yeah, it's a good point as well there, Harvey. Definitely agree with you, but I do feel like Ten Hag is in the right here. I mean, he was disrespected in publicly by Ronaldo whenever he refused to come on as a substitute. The writing was on the wall from then. This has just sort of, it hasn't just added fuel to the fire, this has blown the fire up. It is just a bit of a car wreck at the minute. It is kind of unbelievable that this is what it has come to. I actually genuinely am shocked because I wouldn't have expected this at the start of the season. I thought Ronaldo would just knuckle down, he would do his work, play the season, and he would go on his way in the summer if we wouldn't let him go before then. But for me, I think this is kind of the end. I'm surprised this has come out mid-season. If it came out in the summer, I wouldn't have been surprised. I feel like this is something that we would be talking about during the transfer window, but not mid-season. We're about to go into the World Cup. Ronaldo hasn't been seen for a couple of weeks. We haven't seen him in the last two squads. We've seen Speed show up to United matches looking for Ronaldo, only for him not to be there. So definitely for me, very surprising that this has come out when it has. Big distraction for Ronaldo coming into the World Cup. Everybody will be talking about him. It'll definitely be the focus of the World Cup. I expect to see plenty more answers. I will say one thing, this is probably come at a good time for Erik ten Hag because Manchester United, of course, do not play for at least another month and a half, so the storm will have blown over by then. Erik ten Hag will not have to face media questions on this for quite a while, so the situation will develop and progress, of course. The resolution will probably come out. We'll probably find out if Ronaldo is still a United player by then, but I wouldn't expect Erik ten Hag to be making public statements on this, which is probably good for him. He's had to face so many Ronaldo questions and comments all the time. Every time he's in front of a camera, every press conference, it's always about Ronaldo, so it'll probably be a good break for Ten Hag. I think it's very interesting the club have come out with no comment. I mean, it is, I did kind of expect it, but yeah, I mean, I think we will definitely find out more in the coming days. Really surprised that this has come out. You know, United had a very good win today. Garnacho just looks like an absolute future star. He looks so good. And it was just a great moment for him to get his first Premier League goal, a late winner, and all that spotlight has been took off him. Now, I feel like that might be it might benefit him. He isn't going to the World Cup, which is good because it'll allow him more time to work on the training pitch with Eric Ten Hag. United can work more on coaching him into being a better player. But I feel like him being out of the public spotlight is probably not a bad thing. I don't think that's going to be a disaster. Do you think Speed finally met Ronaldo? Well, I do know that. I do know Rio Ferdinand had said that he would arrange for Speed to meet Ronaldo. I also know Speed is going to the World Cup as well. We saw it on Twitter that FIFA had talked about making his song the actual World Cup song. So maybe Speed will get to meet Ronaldo after all, but I don't think it'll be in Manchester. There is, of course, a video Speed met Ronaldo's son and got a signed shirt. So he has met a Ronaldo, but not the Ronaldo. So yeah, that's a funny one there. I mean, Speed's just great. Like, he's just absolutely everywhere. Yeah, I mean, here, interesting question, guys, just asked by MUFC MPB. New striker in January. Who do we think United might go after to replace Ronaldo? Because we need more goals. There's been a lot of instances where United have dropped points this season because we haven't had a goal scorer. And if Ronaldo is gone, that's even less goals in the squad. So certainly going to be very interesting to see if United go into this transfer window. I personally think we might be going for Cody Gakpo. I think I've seen quite a few things online to suggest that, so possibly that could be an option. I'd love to see Ivan Toney or Osimhen. I think Osimhen would be absolutely fantastic. I've done a scouting video on Osimhen. I think he'd be absolutely fantastic at United. Get it in the comments, guys. Who do we think replaces Ronaldo after this situation? Who do we think United might go for? Will we buy somebody in January? Will we go maybe for an Ivan Toney, maybe Osimhen, Jonathan David, maybe? Who knows? A Cody Gakpo. So many potential. We've seen links to Vlahovic as well. Definitely very interesting player. I would love Vlahovic at United. If you guys want to get into the comments, what do you think about the Ronaldo situation? What do you think about the interview? Who do we think replaces him? Will United go for another striker? Will we go and get more players in January? I think there'll be definitely a lot of debate to be had. There'll be a lot of news come out over the next couple of weeks regarding this. This isn't over and done with tonight. This will continue on for weeks, unfortunately. So very, very interesting times ahead. I personally think a Cody Gakpo or an Osimhen, maybe an Ivan Toney, will be an absolutely fantastic January transfer for United. Like, we need that goal scorer in our team. I will definitely do plenty of scouting videos over the World Cup as well. So anybody you guys want me to have a look at, I'll do a good in-depth view of. So definitely stick around for that there. Yeah, I mean, I'm just checking Twitter here, guys. There's just so much is happening every minute. This has blown up the internet. Yeah. Very, very good point there raised by United Robbo, who has asked how is Ronaldo calling himself the black sheep of United when he was given the captain's armband against Aston Villa last week? It's a very good question. Personally, I just feel like it's a lot of blame shifting. There's a lot of blaming of everybody else. Definitely for me, it's best for Ronaldo to leave. I mean, yeah. Are all Man United fans angry with Ronaldo right now? I feel like most people will be. Yes, Harvey, definitely will be. It's just disrespectful. At the end of the day, Manchester United are the club who made Cristiano Ronaldo what he is. We are the club who gave him that platform. Now, I know Ronaldo would have been world class no matter who he went to, but what Sir Alex Ferguson did for Cristiano Ronaldo's career cannot be understated. He has always held a debt, and he has always loved Sir Alex Ferguson as a father, especially after his own father had died. So certainly for me, I feel like there is a lot of anger. It's a very, very fresh thing. I'm sure my own opinion will change in the next couple of days. I'm sure as more information comes out, I feel like people will make a better, more informed decision. Certainly for me, there's a lot of anger at the minute, so I would agree with that. And I feel like a lot of people are very angry about this. We've seen all summer there was talk of Ronaldo going. We know his agent was trying to get him moves. It never happened over the summer for one reason or another. The only legitimate offer that came in was for the Saudi Pro League, which Ronaldo himself rejected. I feel like it could have happened if United had released him from his contract, But yeah, I think Ferguson support Ronaldo. I mean, it's a difficult one. Sir Alex Ferguson loves Ronaldo as a son, and but Manchester United is his life, so it definitely is a conflict of interest for him. Uh, Sir Alex Ferguson gave 30 years of his life to managing Manchester United, so I feel like he probably will back the club. Personally, for me, Ferguson always had the view of when a player thought they were bigger than the club, bigger than the manager, that they had to go. And I personally would agree with Sir Alex Ferguson. He got rid of David Beckham, Jaap Stam, Ruud van Nistelrooy. He wanted to get rid of Wayne Rooney at one point. So many players were let go because he felt that they thought they were bigger than the club. The whole fallout between Roy Keane and Sir Alex Ferguson came from him believing, Ferguson thinking that Roy Keane thought he was bigger than the club, which definitely ended that relationship, and it was why Roy Keane left United. I feel like we're in a similar situation now, where a player who was so good for so many years, and won United so much stuff, has come out with a public interview that just means that they can't be there anymore. But I think Ferguson will feel quite sad tonight. I feel like he'll feel a bit betrayed by Ronaldo, because Ronaldo was always seen as an adoptive son, really, for Sir Alex Ferguson, and he always had that sort of fatherly figure in Ferguson. So definitely very, very interesting comments there. I do agree that it could be very interesting to talk to Sir Alex Ferguson right now if I could. So I do agree with that, Harvey. But yeah, I mean, definitely looks like we have similar situation to when Özil was at Fenerbahce. So I do agree with your previous comments earlier. And yeah, let's see what else has been said online. So United now is coming. So apparently, here we go. Ronaldo leaked stories that he wanted to leave the club 2 days before United returned to pre-season. He spent the summer trying to find a new club, and he feels betrayed. The timing of this should anger United and United fans. So I would agree with that. I feel like it's bad timing. If Ronaldo had done this interview at the end of last season, United could have went into the transfer window, let Ronaldo join another club, and United could have got a brand new striker, and everybody would be better off for it. I feel like it would have been the best move for all parties, for Cristiano Ronaldo to have left the club, because he didn't want to be here. I never agree with keeping players who don't want to be there, because it just doesn't end well. It's very, very hard to change somebody's mind. Put it this way, if you guys are going into work tomorrow and you want to quit your job, and your manager wants you to quit, the manager says yes, you can quit, and then the owner of the business of your workplace turns around to you and says you can't leave and forces you to, it's not going to end well. It would have been better for Ronaldo to have left and a new player to have come in. So put yourself in those in Ronaldo's place. If it was your job and you wanted to go and you weren't let to go, you're always going to be annoyed. But there's better ways of dealing it. This didn't have to be aired in public. This didn't have to come out the way it has. I don't think there's a way back from this situation. So that is my personal view. If you guys want to get it into the comments, let me know what you think about the Ronaldo interview tonight. How do we feel? Do you think Ronaldo will be soon let go by United? Will he be released? I want to know all your guys' thoughts. We'll get a really good debate going. We've had a very, very good stream so far. Some really good comments, some really interesting points, and a lot of things I didn't know, especially about that Özil situation at Fenerbahce. So I found that very, very interesting. So keep getting those comments in, guys. We'll keep this discussion going a while longer. MUFC MPB has said expect Ronaldo's contract to be terminated immediately. If not, then the club have allowed themselves to be publicly undermined by their biggest star. Do you know what? I would agree with that. What, man, you have come back. Old days is have bigger fans in the world. Do you know what? Yeah, I mean, I would agree as well with that. United certainly have the biggest fan base in the club in the world. I feel like United fans are very justified in their annoyance. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that I hope too from Harvey is in relation to Ronaldo going. I mean, yeah, I would agree. I don't think it can continue. I don't think there is much of a future really for Ronaldo at the club. I would expect this to be dealt with very quickly. It will suit the club very much that there's a World Cup break, because United can operate quickly behind the scenes, have a resolution for this, and I think that's most important. If we do have that resolution and we know what's happening, I think that's the best thing for everybody. What we can't afford to do is for the situation to drag out. We can't just say we'll let this resolve at the end of the World Cup, because more and more things will come out and we will just be undermining the manager. I think what United need to do in the morning is have Eric Ten Hag, his coaching staff, the board, the director of football, the CEO, have all the decision makers in the club in a meeting, and they need to decide on a course of action. They need to implement that course of action, and then need to decide what they're doing very quickly. There is no time to be sitting around and wasting time on this. United need to be quick and decisive. If Ronaldo is going to be let go, let him go. If he is going to be asked to stay until January, then make that public. United need to be quick and decisive on this, something we are not usually particularly good at. United tend to drag things out for a very, very long time. So I think we need a quick resolution. Yeah, I mean, if I went into my work tomorrow morning and disrespected the manager and went after my colleagues, I personally wouldn't be at the job for much longer. We can't allow a similar situation. We can't have the situation where Manchester United are sitting on this for weeks upon weeks. We need a quick resolution. And yeah, let's just see what else has been said. United People TV, always a really good channel. Definitely check it out if you guys haven't seen it before. Ronaldo was right to point out the problems at the club, but after everything has unfolded, he fails to see he is one of the biggest issues. A big dose of lacking self-awareness throughout all this, and his judgment and timing have been so wide off the mark. Very interesting comment from Sam there. Definitely would recommend you guys check out that channel. He's certainly a very, very good reporter on things, and very, very good, high quality United content. So personally for me, there's a lot of things still to discuss. I want to talk about Garnacho. I want to talk about how well United played today, how important those 3 points were. But we are talking about Ronaldo again, and this is the issue that I have had with this whole saga. It has always been about Ronaldo. It has always been the biggest talking point has been Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's taking away from the club, the work Ten Hag is doing, the accomplishments of his team. I think there's definitely people in the team who support Ronaldo. I hope this doesn't create a group. Do you know what? You're absolutely right, Harvey. I remember reading online, and you guys can quote me on this, that there was a bit of a division in Manchester United's dressing room. So essentially what we would have is players like Diogo Dalot and Bruno Fernandes would clump together with one former Portuguese core, and they would sit separately from the English core, which has led to a few divisions in the club. Certainly for me, I feel like there's definitely elements of Diogo Dalot really fancying working with Ronaldo. I love Dalot as a player, but we can see it on the pitch. He always tries to pass it to Ronaldo, even if the pass isn't on. You know, we've seen that many times. Garnacho is a massive fan of Ronaldo. It's his hero growing up. Bruno Fernandes, of course, definitely on Ronaldo's side. So I feel like what we need to do is the World Cup break isn't particularly helpful for us in this situation, because we can't call the team together, we can't have discussions about what to do. But I think that most of the players will realise that Ronaldo is in the wrong here. But that's a very, very good comment there from Harvey. Really do agree with you that I hope it doesn't create a clique. I hope it doesn't create groups. And yeah, I mean, we have been playing really well as a team. We've been working well as a team all season, and especially in this last couple of weeks. So we really don't want to see the team start to fracture and fight amongst itself. I feel like for the betterment of the club, for what is best, that United players take a stand on this issue. But I do agree with you there, Harvey. Absolutely fantastic comments. Your comments have been really very good and very insightful tonight, so I do appreciate those. We've definitely got a lot of talking points out about that. But yeah, I mean, certainly for me, I feel like United need to stay. United players need to be united on this. We need our players to work together as a team. And yeah, I mean, by the time United come back to play again, it'll be the week before Christmas. It'll be 22nd, 23rd of December. So there's a long time between now and then. A lot can happen. The situation can develop, and I'm sure there will be a resolution by the time United next play. But personally, I just don't see a future with Ronaldo at the club. I just don't think it's going to be feasible. I just don't think we are going to see Ronaldo at the club anymore. I think this is the end. Bridges have been burnt, and certainly for me, I think genuinely we just need to see a resolution to it. Yeah, I mean, as some go on considering what doing Ronaldo shred his levels. Alex Shaw has accused Ronaldo of shredding his legacy at Manchester United. It's an interesting take. I mean, Alex Shaw and ESPN are always very hot takes. They do like a bit of clickbait and to really start to draw up a bit of negativity. We do see that from ESPN all the time, but certainly for me, I feel like it'll definitely sit in the fan base's mind. I don't know how the fan base will react to this going forward, how it will affect Ronaldo's view as a club legend, how that will be seen in public. You know, a lot of Man United fans never forgive Wayne Rooney for asking to leave. A lot of people don't see him as a club legend because of that. I don't think there'll be many who will be saying Ronaldo is still a legend after this. I feel like United fans will be firmly annoyed with Ronaldo's legacy at the club, which is a real shame. I mean, Ronaldo has been one of my favourite players of all time. I have always backed Ronaldo. I have always thought Ronaldo was up there with Messi. At times he was better than Messi in his career, but I feel like resolution has come now. This is the reckoning of the situation, and certainly for me, it is a case that Ronaldo's legacy will be questioned by many. Yeah, just keep getting your comments in, guys. We'll keep the discussion going. We'll keep talking about this stuff. It's very, very topical stuff. It's very, very interesting what all has come out. I mean, yeah, I mean, I was sitting just on my phone and I seen the headline, I've seen the stuff come out, and I had to jump on the live to talk about it. It is just genuinely unbelievable. So yes, guys, keep getting those comments in. I can see a couple more people have joined, so let me know what you think. I want to know everybody's thoughts. We'll get a really good discussion going. That is something we are very passionate about here on the channel, is genuinely having fan discussion, fan debate. So of course, if you guys want to join in, you know what to do. Get the comments in and we will talk about them. I'm happy to stay on as long as you guys are here. Yeah, Fenerbahce and Man U have not been champions since 2013. We share the same situation. The largest, yeah, I mean, I would absolutely agree with you there. The biggest clubs in Turkey and Manchester and England, and Manchester United and Fenerbahce, and we haven't won a league title in 10 years. It is very unfortunate. It's very hard to see. I know a lot of like some other smaller Turkish clubs seem to have come to the forefront in the Turkish league. I don't really remember much of Istanbul Başakşehir over many years, but of course they're in the Champions League every season now. It's unfortunate to see how Fenerbahce have slid. They definitely are my favourite team in Turkey. Yeah, I mean, we see it at United. It was the same with AC Milan. AC Milan hadn't won a league title in 11 years until they won the league this year. What AC Milan did was they got rid of a lot of the older stars. They kept on Ibrahimovic, they kept on Giroud because they were good for the team, and they won a league title out of it. So I think United could have a similar resolution. If we have to be strong. We have to really back the manager and really start to believe in what the manager says. If the manager thinks Ronaldo should go, and I think he will. I think that has been a clear message from day one. I think that will happen. Interestingly enough, I'm seeing a lot of reports online as well that United want to get rid of some of the current first team. We've seen Fred has been talked about as being released in the summer. Harry Maguire could be going as well. David De Gea potentially. We've also seen Aaron Wan-Bissaka likely to be sold. So I like what we're seeing in terms of cutthroat, a bit of ruthlessness from the manager, and I think he'll be ruthless in this situation too. I don't think Erik ten Hag will allow this to stand. I don't think he will take this at Manchester United, so I would expect a resolution on this issue fairly quickly. Yeah, I mean, very, very interesting as always, guys. honestly, for me, I think the situation has got to the point where Ronaldo will be leaving the club. Certainly, I don't see a way back, and there'll be a lot more things come out on this interview on Wednesday. We have we have seen as well online. Ronaldo feels that there was a lack of empathy about his child dying. Now, of course, it was in the lead up to the Arsenal match last season. Ronaldo's son died at birth, and his 3-month-old daughter was very, very ill. So obviously, there is a lot of emotional weight behind this. There's a lot of emotions running high on this. I just hope that this has not come from that, and that this is coming from genuine concerns. Obviously, I wish nothing but the best for Ronaldo and his family. I hope that they're very well, and they continue to be well. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very conflicting. Yeah. What is it? So, interestingly enough, a big talking point of this interview has been Ralf Rangnick. We've seen plenty of this reference. Now, Ronaldo had a very good season last year. We've seen a lot of goals scored by Ronaldo last year. But I do feel like the team played worse. Now, I'm not blaming Cristiano Ronaldo on that. There's a lot of issues as to why United did very poorly last season. Certainly, I don't think Ralf Rangnick was the right appointment as manager. But there seems to have been a trend of genuine disrespect from Ronaldo towards club managers. We've seen this apparently with Ralf Rangnick, and we've seen this also with Erik ten Hag this season. It's something that United can't have at the club. Now, Ralf Rangnick was let go of for several reasons. Number one, the board didn't buy into his beliefs. They didn't like how open and honest he was and the things he was saying. A lot of the players didn't like Ralf Rangnick, so I understand why he was let go. The board wanted Erik ten Hag to be manager. Manchester United fans wanted Erik ten Hag to be manager. So it's definitely a case that I think they'll back the manager on this, and I think if the manager wants Ronaldo gone, I would expect that firmly to happen. Personally, for me, I just don't see a way back. I think it'll be very interesting, as Harvey had said earlier. Definitely very, very interesting. We could see groups forming at United. Portuguese coaches and players are very emotional and can make such statements like Phantom. Yep, absolutely. Jorge Jesus, very, very emotional guy. We've seen him at Benfica have a full-on breakdown on the touchline as Porto won the league in the last kick of the ball. I think it was James Rodriguez won Porto that league title. But yeah, I mean, it is in the Portuguese way. We know they can be emotional, not to stereotype an entire an entire country of people, but we do see a lot of emotions running high from Portuguese people. I wouldn't I don't know if it's going to be a case of genuine emotion, because to me, whenever this interview came out, Ronaldo had teased this for several weeks. We've seen him on Instagram say that that there would be a genuine interview and all the truth will come out. This is his way of controlling the truth. This is his way of putting it out. So what he has said in this interview, I believe he will have planned to have said it. It isn't a live interview, and everything will have been approved by Ronaldo to include in the actual video. So we will see all that on Wednesday. So I think that'll be very, very interesting. But it's a good point as well. Jorge Jesus, definitely a very, very emotional guy. And we do see it like at United. Bruno Fernandes every week is very, very emotional on the pitch. Diogo Dalot emotional on the pitch. There certainly could be elements of truth in that. I'm not discounting that, but I definitely think Ronaldo is an emotional guy. But this does seem to be fairly calculated. It seems to have been a plan. I don't know what this was for. There is a growing belief online that Ronaldo has perhaps said this as a case of trying to get out of the club, that he felt like the club wouldn't sell him for a fair valuation, and that he might be trying to have himself released. Now, if that is true, I just think that's very, very strange. It's very unprofessional from Ronaldo. It's very unlike him, but personally I wouldn't be surprised. This is definitely a situation that I never thought we'd find ourselves in with Ronaldo, where his professionalism has been questioned in the public eye. Ronaldo, as we know, has been the most professional player and the most driven player to succeed in football for so many years. So it is very bizarre that this is coming out now. Personally, there are cases and there are perhaps beliefs that this is an older player who is coming to terms with the fact that he is not at the peak of his powers anymore, that he is on the decline. Perhaps that is the case, but yeah, um, very very interesting. Yeah, that's a really good point there as well. I'm seeing on Twitter from James. He is saying that it is very worrying that this is a 90-minute interview and we've only seen 5 minutes of it. Now, of course, they will release the biggest talking points to get people drummed up to increase the interest in this, but we don't know what else is going to be said. We don't know if it's going to relate to Eric Ten Hag, if it'll be to United, if it'll be to many other people. So I think it'll be very very interesting to see the entirety of this interview. It's definitely something we're going to be talking about for a very long time, and yeah, I certainly think there'd be a lot more said about this before all is said and done. Yeah, I mean, just keep getting those comments in, guys. You know, it's very interesting to see what everybody is saying. Has some very very good discussions on here tonight. A lot of good comments. So we'll stay alive for another bit. We've been on for an hour actually. I'm surprised I've lasted, but I'm happy enough to stay on for a good bit longer. A lot of interesting things are coming out of this interview. Cristiano Ronaldo said to Rob Rangnick, "You're not even a manager. How are you going to be boss of Manchester United? I have never heard of you," which is very interesting. Laurie Whitwell with a very interesting point, very good point, one that I would agree with. Ronaldo is raising some very relevant concerns at Manchester United, which is very true, but the way he has gone about it is not particularly helpful to United, and it's not particularly helpful to Eric Ten Hag. So I completely agree with that statement from Laurie Whitwell. Of course, Laurie Whitwell of The Athletic, very, very good reporter, very, very close links to United. So when Laurie Whitwell comes out with statements and says things like that, you know, you do believe Laurie Whitwell. But I think that there is genuinely there's genuinely a lot of truth in what Ronaldo has said regarding the lack of progress and how the Glazer ownership is hurting the club. But I don't think he's gone about it in the right way. Who do you think will be Ronaldo's next team? Do you know, at a point, I certainly thought Cristiano Ronaldo was going to go to PSG. I don't think this will happen now with Messi there. I don't think there'll be space for him in that team. Personally, you know, we could see him maybe go back to Real Madrid. I think that would be very interesting, but I'm not quite sure how realistic that is to happen. We've seen as well that there was talk of Bayern Munich over the summer. I would be shocked if that actually came off. Who else really? I mean, you have to look at the richest teams because only a certain amount of teams can actually afford Ronaldo's wages. So there definitely is a limited amount of clubs he could go to. I wouldn't completely rule out a return to Juventus. Juventus doing very, very poorly this season. They really need something. Perhaps Ronaldo could go and offer them gold, which they don't have in that side at the minute. They're very reliant on Vlahovic, so potentially we could see Juventus maybe go in for Ronaldo. AC Milan have been bringing in a lot of older strikers recently. Do you think Messi won't? Do you know, I don't think Messi would want Ronaldo at PSG, but I mean, if you had Messi, Ronaldo, and Sergio Ramos playing in the one team, I think it would be very interesting. Harvey, so I would pay to see it. I think it could be very interesting. I don't think they would pass each other on the pitch, but who knows? Definitely could see some interesting events unfold there. I think possibly one of the Milan clubs as well could maybe afford Ronaldo. We did see talk, of course, of Atletico Madrid in the summer, which I would be very surprised that Ronaldo is just not welcomed at Atletico by their fans. They don't like Cristiano Ronaldo, so I would be surprised if that was a move that materialised. Other than that, I'm not quite sure. I mean, maybe Sporting Lisbon, maybe that's the move. Maybe Ronaldo goes back to where it all began. I think that could be a potential. What do you guys think? Ronaldo back to Sporting Lisbon, is it a possibility? Is it something we could see? I'm interested to know what you guys think. Who do you think Ronaldo could go to? yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of players have went possibly to Turkey. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Would you take Ronaldo at Fenerbahce, Harvey? That's my question to you. Personally, I don't know if I could see that happening. I think it'll be very interesting where his next move is. You know, he turned down the money in the summer with the move to Saudi Arabia. So I don't think money is an issue for Ronaldo. I think he will want Champions League football. I think that's what his overall uh, issue has been. I feel like he wants to protect his Champions League legacy as the all-time top goal scorer in the competition. So certainly for me, I feel like a Champions League club could be a possibility. I genuinely feel like maybe Sporting Lisbon could be the move. I felt when Ronaldo left originally Manchester United in 2009 that he would come back, but I also always had a feeling that Ronaldo would go to Sporting Lisbon again. I felt like we would always see that happen at one point, so it could be interesting to see what would happen in regards to that. Certainly for me, very very interesting times ahead for Ronaldo. Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite sure where he goes or what happens next. I don't know if we could see Ronaldo at different clubs. Very interesting. So you would take him at Fenerbahce, Harvey? Do you know what, if he went to Fenerbahce, we definitely could see Fenerbahce winning the Turkish league again. Maybe, you could maybe have a Superliga um, under your belt. I feel like he would score a lot of goals if he went, and he definitely would improve your team. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. He destroyed Turkey League. Yeah, he would. He would. A lot of goals in that, my friend. Definitely, I would agree. I would agree with that. Yeah, I mean, just keep getting the comments in, guys. Where else? Maybe Turkey. Maybe Portugal. Could we maybe see Ronaldo go to Germany? I don't know. Like I said, at Bayern Munich, I don't think anybody else could afford him. France, maybe. I mean, PSG is probably the only realistic bet. Yeah, do you know? I think it could be very interesting. I think we've seen talk of him going to Chelsea over the summer transfer window. I don't know if Todd Bowley will go back in for Ronaldo. I wouldn't rule anything out. So I definitely think it's a possibility. We know Todd Boy definitely is an interesting guy. You know, he came into Chelsea and he made himself director of football, so he might go in for Ronaldo. He wanted him over summer. Chelsea are struggling. They do need something. Maybe they'll go to Ronaldo. Who knows? I think it'll definitely be very very interesting to see what happens next. I wouldn't rule out a return to Italy or to Spain, but it's who he's willing to play for. Obviously he's got those ties at Real Madrid. It could be a potential move for him, maybe, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe if he does go to Fenerbahce, he would score a lot of goals, but I'm honestly not too sure who Ronaldo could go to. I think his options are quite limited if he wants a Champions League club. He can, of course, play in the Champions League now. He has only played Europa League, so he wouldn't be cup bound. So remember that if he does leave Manchester United. Yeah, it'll definitely be very interesting to see what happens next. I think what is most interesting is honestly, I've the club presidents make step. Hold on, we'll just come to the comment here. Do club presidents make statements too often in England? Does the club? Do you know? Not very often, Harvey. The club president, the CEO of Manchester United, is usually quite hidden figure. We don't really see him talk very much. Now, over the summer, we saw him talk with a group of fans in a restaurant uh, regarding the summer transfer window. He told the fans a couple of things, like they wanted to buy Frankie de Jong, that they wanted to spend a lot of money. Obviously, we did spend a lot of money in the summer, so I wouldn't rule it out. But I would be surprised if he came out with a statement by himself. I feel like it is something we see quite a bit outside of English football, is outspoken club presidents, etc. But it's definitely a possibility. It is a bad situation, though, Harvey. I absolutely agree with you. Your comments have been absolutely spot on tonight. You've been completely correct. A lot of very interesting comments and posts in the chat. So definitely check those out. Yeah, I mean, I have lost all respect for Ronaldo with that interview. He has ruined his legacy, says one fan. Very, I mean, I think people will always separate what Ronaldo did in his first period at United, winning the Ballon d'Or, scoring 42 goals in a season, winning the Champions League, the Premier League. I think people always remember that, but I feel like there definitely will be people who are very annoyed at this situation. It's a very bad situation, as you have said, so certainly be very interesting to see what comes next. Yeah, I mean, just keep the comments coming, guys. I completely agree with what everybody's saying. Yeah, I mean, what happens next? I think if United go in for a striker in January, it'll help us out because we aren't scoring enough goals. A lot of. Do I have Twitter? Yes, I do have Twitter. Let me just pop in my Harvey. I'll just pop it in if you guys want to send any DMs and all. They are open, of course. Let me just pop in my handle. PS. Hold on. And it's there you are, my friend. My Twitter handle is dropped in, of course. Just keep the comments coming, guys. I'm active on Twitter and on YouTube and also on TikTok as well. So I am a little bit everywhere. So, if you do see me on other platforms, hit that follow button, hit that sub button. Much appreciated as always. Thank you very much for the follow there, Harvey. Really appreciate it, my friend. Yes, so very, very good talk tonight. Very, very interesting comments. All the support and comments are very much appreciated as always, guys. It's always great to be on here talking to you guys. I do want to go live as much as possible, get the comments going, get the discussions going, because it's good. We want like a community of people who genuinely talk to each other, who talk all about football. I have just unlocked the community tab, so if you guys want to get comments in there, we'll start that as well. So yes, guys, we'll probably finish up in about 10 minutes or so. I'll stay on to 12. We'll just keep talking here as well. So just let a couple more people join in. If anybody has any more comments, let me know what you think. Always very keen to know what you guys think about the situations. Just got a follow request there. There we are. Yeah, I'll follow you back as well. Oh, very good. So yeah, of course, guys, anybody wants to follow, I will follow back. It's an interactive community. We are all here to talk to each other. Everybody gets on very, very well. Yeah, any more thoughts about the Ronaldo situation? I feel like it's very, very unfortunate timing. I feel like we've had a lot of Man United legends come out and speak against the club to back Ronaldo. We've seen Rio Ferdinand do it, Roy Keane do it, Patrice Evra. So it'll be very interesting to see what those guys are saying, as always. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Personally, I feel like this is the end of Ronaldo, and I just think that I just think this is probably the end of it. Ronaldo has said you have to destroy it to rebuild it, and they start with me. For me, it's not a problem. I think that there has been elements that there has been a destruction of the relationship between United and Ronaldo. I feel like it is time for both parties to move on. If Ronaldo has a move to a Champions League club, that keeps him happy. He can finish out his career the way he wants to, write his own story, which he has earned the right to do. So in my opinion, but I don't think he has the right to come out against United and speak about the club and the manager in the manner he has done. So I feel like it's a very conflicting situation. If I was in charge of Man United and I was the president, if I was the CEO, I would say in the summer, Ronaldo, you can leave. If you have a club who want you to go, we will not ask for a transfer fee. We will let you go, so you can do what you want to do. We will go our way. We will have we'll go our separate ways. It'll be in the best interest of everybody, and that'll be better off for United in the long term. So yes, guys, no respect. So Jamie Carragher, outspoken as always, has said, I don't respect Ronaldo, I don't respect the manager. Ronaldo under Eric Ten Hag has announced he wanted to leave, refused to come on as a substitute, walked off the bench, left the game early and left the stadium early. 99% of United fans will be on the side of Eric Ten Hag, which shows how badly Ronaldo has handled this. I would agree with that statement from Jamie Carragher. I don't always agree with what Jamie Carragher says. He is very biased towards Liverpool, most of the time, but certainly for me, I would actually agree with Jimmy Carragher on this situation. So I definitely think I find myself agreeing with Liverpool pundits on this, which is very strange for me. It could be like yourself, Harvey, if you were thinking that Galatasaray fans are right about an opinion or whatever. Definitely very strange, but it is the world we live in. Of course, everybody can make some very good points. And they have to be listened to. Whenever somebody's correct, it doesn't matter if they're Liverpool, United, doesn't matter what they are. A correct opinion is correct, in my opinion. So I wouldn't argue against Jamie Carragher just for the basis of him being a Liverpool fan. Why would I support a manager who plans to disrespect a player by giving him 2 minutes, which he knew was doing? And lastly, when Ronaldo's daughter was sick, he didn't even reach out for him. I don't get why. I think it's very, very hard to defend Ronaldo. I don't know how this guy Maradona is actually defending Ronaldo on his statements tonight. I wouldn't agree with that at all. So guys, just seeing a couple more people joining. Get your comments in. Let me know exactly what you think about the situation. I am very, very interested to get everybody's opinion because, I'm just one guy. I only have one opinion. I always like to hear what other people have to think. So get those comments in, guys. Let me know what you think about the situation. Very, very interesting. I'm not too sure you guys know if you're familiar with the Sun newspaper. That is who Ronaldo's done the interview with. The Sun newspaper infamously have come out in the past and accused Liverpool fans of being at fault for the Hillsborough disaster. As well, Piers Morgan has been involved in scandal such as phone hacking people and getting personal information off their phone. So it isn't good people who Ronaldo has been doing business with on this. Definitely not particularly reputable sources, people who are honest. There's no honesty in the Sun newspaper. There's no honesty in Piers Morgan. These aren't good people for him to have been associating himself with. So I am surprised that Ronaldo, in that sense, he is familiar with Manchester, he is familiar with the north of England. People know exactly what the Sun newspaper have said, what they've done in the past. So I am surprised at Ronaldo for sticking out with those guys. Gaz Drinkwater, United tried to get rid of Ronaldo in the summer. No one wanted him. He didn't turn up for pre-season and performs horribly when he does. Gets dropped and the team start winning, so he drags the club through the mud in an interview with Piers Morgan. Very, very strong opinions from Gaz Drinkwater. A lot of emotional things about the relationship and Ronaldo's family that weren't taken into context there. So I think context is key on this. Fenerbahce and Man United played a match in 2016. Do you remember? Yes, I do. I actually remember that match very well. I watched the highlights the other day. Robin van Persie scored for Fenerbahce against Manchester United at Old Trafford. I think the result was 3-1, 4-1, but it was a very good match. Fenerbahce are a very good team. There was a couple of Dutch players in that team. I think Dirk Kuyt was in that team. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think Dirk Kuyt was in that team. Robin van Persie was in that side. Definitely Fenerbahce. They're a good club. I do like Fenerbahce as a club in Turkey. I always think there's fantastic atmosphere at Turkish stadiums, especially in Europe. Very, very good away days. Very good to watch. Fenerbahce yesterday. 2-1 loss as well. How do we feel about the 2-1 loss yesterday? Not great. Who are they playing? Garancispor, I think. I might have got that name very wrong, but if I have, let me know. But it is good to see Fenerbahce top of the Turkish league. I feel like that's very, very good. But I do remember that match against Fenerbahce in 2016. Very entertaining match. One of the very few times I've seen a player for an away team get uh, applauded at Old Trafford. Yeah, he did score, no celebration. But United fans and Sir Alex Ferguson in the stand applauded Van Persie for his goal, because obviously Van Persie won United that goal, that last league title. So yeah, I mean, it'd be very interesting. You know, Fenerbahce might actually win the Turkish league this year. Definitely playing very, very well. Couple of players I actually do like in the Fenerbahce side. I like Michy Batshuayi. I think he's quite underrated. Couple of players as well. Yao Pedro, very good player. Enner Valencia as well, Premier League with West Ham. So, you know, there's definitely a link with Fenerbahce and some players who I do like. I did always like watching Michy Batshuayi. I feel like he was quite underrated for a lot of his Premier League tenure. So, good player for me. Yeah, I mean, definitely very. It's good to see Fenerbahce getting back to where they need to be. I want to see United get back there. I feel like if we are to back Erik ten Hag to be our manager, I feel like we need to be supporting him, and we need to back him on this. I feel like Ronaldo will probably leave over this incident. I just don't think there's a way back for Ronaldo at the club. Colin Miller. That's about the Qatari World Cup. I mean, it is always relevant. Let's see. Okay. Ronaldo wants to focus on the World Cup and win it for Portugal, and come back and resolve things with United in one way or another. Very interesting. Oh, you're actually at the match yesterday. Very good. I'm next going to the United match on the 2nd of January. So it'll be my first match of the season. I am based in Ireland, of course, so we aren't actually. I'm not able to get to many Manchester United matches, unfortunately. I would like to change that. It is annoying, yes, always annoying to lose a match, but you know, you are top of the league table, but you could have been further, more points. Yeah, I think it's very interesting that Ronaldo plans to resolve this when he gets back from the World Cup. I feel like United won't let that happen. I feel like there will be a resolution. There will be an end of this situation before Ronaldo returns from the World Cup. I feel like United will not let this continue. There will definitely be repercussions of this. Yeah, I don't think United will let Ronaldo dictate what is going to happen here. I feel like, as I said before, if United are serious about this, they will have the board and they'll have the CEO, director of football, and they will make a decision tomorrow. They will have an emergency meeting and talk about this. Now, the way United typically operate is that they will sit and not do anything for weeks upon weeks, and then decide to do something within a day without much thought. That is unfortunately how United have operated for many years, but I'm hoping that we have a quick resolution to this. Couple more people joining in. If you guys want to get your comments in, we have been talking about this in the comments. Definitely very, very interactive show. It's always great to know everybody's opinions. Definitely very interesting. But I feel like the time has come that Ronaldo will leave the club. I'm not completely going to go against Ronaldo here, because a lot of the things he said are right. A lot of the way of the club is run. The Glazers have failed to put money into the club. It has been poorly run by directors and CEOs. There hasn't been an evolution or progression or improvement of the stadium. There hasn't been improvement of the training facilities. We still have the same members of staff who we did 10, 15 years ago. There's a lot of the club hasn't changed. A lot of it is still very, very in the past. Now, I agree with what he said on several things, and I will admit that, but I just don't think he's gone about that in the right way. I don't think he has gone about that in a manner that is beneficial to the club. He has also gone against the manager, said he doesn't respect Erik ten Hag. We can't have players going against the coach, because the coach is who the club have appointed to run the footballing part of the side. Manchester United are split into two organisations. There is Manchester United Football Club and there's Manchester United PLC, so Manchester United the business. Now, the business runs the football club, and the business have decided that Eric Ten Hag is the man to run the football club. So they will back their man in this case, I am sure. Yeah. I just don't think Ronaldo will return. Anything else being said? Ronaldo has a point when he talks about the club not developing infrastructure wise since Ferguson left. But why not call out the owners? Why use it to go after a manager? He's been here a couple of months. I absolutely agree with that comment. I feel like that's absolutely bang on there. So I would agree with that. Yeah, I mean, a lot of very interesting points coming out about this. We'll be talking about this for weeks. Thanks for the broadcast and conversation, and I hope to see you Fenerbahce fans in Turkey. No worries, my friend. Thank you very much for joining in. Thanks to everybody for coming in. We'll be live again tomorrow, probably talking more about this. So thank you very, very much for watching, for tuning in. I'm going to wrap it up, guys, because it's now midnight and I have work in 8 hours, so I will accordingly drop off and get some sleep. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll wake up to more news about this. So I will see you guys tomorrow, of course, for some more content. Thank you very, very much for watching. Your support and everything has been absolutely fantastic tonight. I really appreciate it. It's really good to get loads of guys on here talking and discussing all things football. So, of course, there will be plenty of World Cup comment coming up. And if you guys do want to support the channel, hit that sub button just so you don't miss any more videos, any more lives, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to bed, and I will see you guys later. Alright? Bye. Bye, guys.